welcome everyone to the class. And today what we're going to do, and you know why you're in here, is for principles of instruction. What I'm going to do first is go through the orientation, and then we'll go into our first block or unit 2, which is instructor roles, and then we'll proceed from there. And principles of instruction. Thank you already for the slide. Motto of 325th TRSS is aerodynamics begins here, and we do teach pilots. Now, has anyone ever taught a course before?
Yes, I have.
Yes. Okay. Have you ever had an instructor that you liked and one you didn't like? All right. Give me an example. Tell me about him.
An instructor that I like and I don't like.
Right. Give me the ends of that. What did you see in their qualities?
The instructor that I like was the one that invited the classes to and make challenges between two groups.
Okay.
And the other one was just pretty repetitive, just talking, and without. It was pretty much just
Monotone type voice. Just killed you in the classroom, made you go to sleep. Okay. What about you, Tom?
The worst instructors are the ones that are ill-prepared.
Exactly.
The best are the ones that are current and up-to-date and prepared.
They know their stuff, right? And they just go at it, move through the course, and get everything done. Get the students involved. If you don't have any interaction with your students, you can sit up here all day long and read off the slide, read off the projector, and have your students go to sleep on you and they don't learn anything. I don't want my students just to pass a test. I want them to know the information. Especially the information depends on what the knowledge level is of the class that I'm teaching at the time. So, today on orientation, we look at instructor staff, retired and active duty U.S. Air Force pilots that teach F-22 program. Also, Mr. Tony Williams sitting here with us. I'm not sure this is totally right, but it's F-22 Instructional System Specialist, and his phone number, which we call him at anytime. Also next, class times, dress codes, we'll have those posted, and also it's an 8-hour day, and the applicable dress is, of course, military uniform of the day, which or pilot suits. Now we looked at a little bit of the classroom issues. First of the units we want to look at is instructor roles. Those instructor roles, that's going to be Unit 2, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And we'll go into detail on how many hats the instructor wears, and you see the hats there with different hats. And we looked at the instructor roles. And we're going to talk about in the third unit, communication. I'm going to give you the definition of communication, the elements of communication, the barriers of communication, and what would you think when you say barriers of communication? What would that be? Anyway. What would be a barrier to me communicating to you, getting what I want across? What would hamper you if I'm up talking? What would hamper you from getting my wording across, or could it be?
If you use vocabulary that I'm not familiar with.
Exactly.
If you are talking below me.
Exactly.
Not having the proper idea of what our education level is.
Yes. Definitely. Because how many's ever been in the classroom, you're educated, got a bachelor's degree or above, and they're sitting here talking down to the third grade level to you, and you're like, really, man, just move on. Just move on. They give you the stuff, read the stuff, and you're like, please, you're killing me. I could have stayed home and read this and got as much out of it. Voice control, how do you fluctuate your voice? If you're getting excited about something, instead of, today we're going to do the orientation. Right? It was just like, kill you. Now, has anyone ever taught, say, simulator or hands-on stuff to where you want to get your point across to that student? That's what we're talking about here in voice control. look, or especially something safety-wise. Look, dude, stop. You want to get it across if you're teaching us. Also, body language. You know, if someone's talking about a hard surface or the hand gestures or whatever, and what is their body language telling you? Sometimes, you know, an instructor can get up there and tell you they're bored to death by what the body language is telling them. Or they're not interested in the subject, they're not interested in you, or whatever. And gestures again, your hand gestures, you know, I know a guy one time, he spoke, and he was like this the whole time, just teaching. What we saw was, hey dude, you're gonna pass out if you don't move. So that could be a lot of those communication, all those fall into communication. Next, learning's fun, correct? Learning's fun. All right. Unit 4, correction, Unit 5, we're going to talk about the adding model. Has anybody ever built or designed a course before? No one. Has anyone ever took part in designing a course before? Well, the different phases and functions of the adding model teach you how to do that, and we're going to go in a little bit of that. I'm not going to teach you an ISD course, but we will explain a little bit about what the adding model is and building instruction for this course. There's a lot that goes into it. We can go into an ISD model or an adding model here to teach you how to tie your shoe, and we can build a whole course on how to tie your shoe. But we'll teach you that. Also, we'll look at the instructional process, how instruction takes place, when to show up, what to do. This here is an example of what we're going to teach you also is to build objectives. How do you build objectives? Replace the engine oil. It says here, given the necessary tools, replace the engine oil with no errors. Select the oil type, and then we'll go down there and select it. But we'll teach you how to do those things. Next again, lesson planning and formal lectures. I'll teach you how to put a lesson plan together to keep you organized so you don't jump all over the place, lose people, and just keep them on track, keep you on track. That's what you want, how you want to teach. Like I said, again, a lot of the ISD or instructional systems design, adding model goes into that. Lesson planning, formal lecture. Has anybody ever done a formal lecture before? What's some of the aspects of a formal lecture?
It's more Socratic in the delivery, where the instructor is not looking for audience participation. It
Right.
is information being imparted from the instructor to the student.
True. So, on the words, if you've done a briefing before, just get up, brief, give them information, stand behind the podium, just give them it, and walk off. No questions. No two-way communication, it's just one way. Any questions so far? Huh? It seems like I'm running through this pretty quick, but which I am, so we can get to Unit 2, and we'll go into that a little more in depth. Leadership, motivation skills. I'm going to teach you a little bit of that. How to be a leader in the classroom. How to be motivated. Do you need to be motivated when you're teaching? Thanks. It helps, don't it? Yeah. When I first got to air traffic control school at Keesler, we had some folks that came from Korea on a short tour, and they mandatory made them instructors. They didn't have no say in it. So how motivated do you think those folks were? They were not motivated at all, brother. They hated it. Those guys never stood in front of a class before to teach or anything like that. They made them instructors. We'll make you instructors. Well, sometimes that's not the best people. You want those motivated that actually apply for that assignment to do that. That's why they call them special duty assignments. But they needed bodies, they put them in there, and man, it was bad. You have instructors yelling at students and all that. Ooh, I'd pull them out of the classroom before. Say, hey, you, out. Killing my students, man. And then, when you're teaching air traffic control, kind of important not to be doing that.